My name's Harnarayan Singh and I grew up in Brooks, Alberta. I am a host and play-by-play commentator with Rogers Sportsnet for Hockey Night in Canada.
My name is Anil Ahuja and I am from India, that's the west part of India, and state is called Gujarat, so I'm from Gujarat, India.
My name is Virendra Singh. People usually call me VK. So I came in 2011, month of January, I think, and it has been almost 13 years so far. It's a long journey, but it's very fascinating and learning.
I'm Archana Sharma. I'm from India, and in India there's a capital city, New Delhi. My city is 185 kilometers from New Delhi, and its name is Hisar. It's in state Haryana.
Biggest difference between Canada and India is that Canada is such a relatively young country in comparison, and India, because it has thousands of years of history that is all still prevalent everywhere. There's thousands and thousands of different languages being spoken, thousands of different culture, food. It's unbelievable how much is there, how much history is there.
As everybody knows, it's one of the most populated country in the world, and being very populated, you will see a big diversity in that country too. So each and every state you go in India is different. You will see different food, different culture, different languages are spoken. People will have their own different beliefs. Even some of the dressings are different in some of the states. So I would say it's like multiple countries in one country, in one whole nation.
My parents immigrated to Canada in the mid-1960s, and the first place my dad got a job as a teacher was Brooks, Alberta. And when they arrived, the original plan that my parents had set out for was just to be in Canada for around 10 years. They came here because it was a land of opportunity in terms of there was a demand for teachers in Alberta specifically, and they thought they would work here for about a decade and go back home to India. But eventually, despite going through some early on hardships and challenges, they began to love the town of Brooks. I think they really loved the pace of life there. It's very relaxed. You know your neighbors really well, and the community had a lot of people who helped them and kind of they became like a community, a sense of family amongst everybody. Also, just when you're from a small town, I think that there's a connection, an instant connection that you have with people, rather than if you grow up or if you're living in a big city, you don't have as much of a sense of pride. And I think Brooks has a lot to offer. There's beautiful parks, there's amenities available, there's no traffic, there's a lot of safety and security. And I think all of those things eventually led them to staying in the town of Brooks.
Well, when I moved here, that was around, I think, 2019. When I moved, there were approximately maybe 5 or 7 Indian families here in town. So it was very limited, but now last couple years I've been noticing it's almost close to 100 families here in Brooks. So it's growing very fast. So cultural differences, if you see, main thing in India, we are more like the family-oriented people. We are very interdependent on the family. We live together. Even here, being in Canada, I live with my parents together. So that's the big thing I notice. And here I see it's more like the nuclear families. People live like husband and wife together. I won't say it's bad or good. Everything has its own pros and cons. So I take whatever is good from the Canadian culture, I take that, and I always like to share the people good thing about the Indian culture too. So I'm always open for those discussions.
A child starts going to school at the age of 3.5. When they are of age 5.5, they start joining to the kindergarten. Mathematics is the strongest over there. followed by English language, because it is right from day one they start instructing them in English language.
So if we talk about languages in India, so in India I would say there are 20 plus official languages in all India and about 700 plus dialects. So I wouldn't see anybody in India like who talks only one language. So there is at least like bilingual or more multilingual people in India. And I speak about like 3 Indian languages and then 1 English. So I speak 4 languages.
Sports is a really big part of our culture. There's a big history with field hockey, actually. India won a number of gold medals way back when, and most of the players were from the state of Punjab, which my family and community originate from. And so field hockey, with that kind of overlap with ice hockey too, I find a lot of people from the community are very passionate about hockey in general. There's another sport that is called kabaddi, and it kind of combines a bit of like track and field with wrestling together. And so that's one that people are pretty passionate about. But sports is really big for sure, and people have a lot of fun with it.
In India too, like they play more cricket. Each and everybody likes to go in the cricket and play cricket. And I enjoy playing cricket too. And now we have a bunch of people here in Brooks and we enjoy playing cricket here.
When we talk about dancing there, dancing is just expressing your feelings. Whenever you are happy, you dance, right? You love, because everybody is rhythmic there, I should say. So that rhythm is in the body. So even if we start chanting some kind of bhajans or something like in the name of God, the body starts moving and dancing.
Music is a really big part of the Sikh faith, and so the hymns from the Sikh gurus are sung in a form of music called kirtan, and the most common instruments are tabla, which is an East Indian percussion instrument, and the harmonium, which is like a hand-pumped organ. And so even within the style of music called kirtan, there's different genres in there, and so it actually makes going to the Gurdwara, a Sikh temple, quite a lot of fun. And I really, developed a passion for it, and it's taken me to kind of all 4 corners of the world. But some real cool memories for me are bringing the tabla to play in grade 1 for my class, and then eventually being invited by my teacher, Mrs. Fall at the time, and the Eastbrook Elementary principal, Mr. Clive Joseph, invited me to play the tabla in front of the entire school of about 500 to 600 students, and seeing the reaction of all the rest of the kids and how cool they thought it was. But then it was like, music has this commonality because it's the beat, it's the rhythm, it's the melody, right? And everybody can appreciate it no matter what type of music it is. So it's a big part of my faith, but it was also a really cool way for me to kind of break down some barriers and kind of be the icebreaker between me and my classmates.
My name is Deepak and I am from India, and basically my hometown is the Uttarakhand in the one province of India, and I born in Delhi. I came in Canada as a work permit in 2011, and then after I go back because my family didn't come that time. Then I go back, I did apply for the PR here, permanent residency, and 2015 I came here again, permanent residency with my family. Indian food is every spices is a medicine, right? We use turmeric in every dish. In every dish, we use the turmeric. Turmeric is the antibiotic, and all is like a caraway seed, cumin seed. All is the spices is the like medicine. Most of the food is the gluten free. Just the breads is the with gluten. Otherwise, all sauce is the gluten free. So that is the main reason. We don't use any like MSG, other things, any soya sauce, any other things. we just use like onion, tomatoes, and vegetables for the soup or for the gravies. Yeah, our most selling dishes here like butter chicken is the every Indian restaurant selling the most selling is the butter chicken. But here is the biryani also is the popular. Our chicken biryani, lamb biryani is the very popular, and tandoori chicken. And we every time we change like in try to like a different item launch like every month or like twice a month we launch like a new different dishes. That's why customer try to that one, and if he want to order different dish, but most of the customers is like good with a butter chicken, tandoori chicken, and biryani, so they don't want to change like his taste.
So the majority of population in India is Hindu, so and other are Muslim, Christians, Jainism, Sikhism are also there, and they are the majority of now. The population of atheists is growing very fast. So I belong to Hindu family, Hindu community.
So what I feel makes the Sikh culture quite unique, first and foremost, the very thing that you would notice right away is our appearance. And a lot of us wear turbans, we keep our hair unshorn. But another part of the Sikh faith is that we believe in a oneness for all humanity, that there's one creator for the entire universe and that there's different paths to get to that creator. Another really big important aspect is called seva, which is selfless service, like giving back to the community, giving back to humanity without expecting anything in return. There are three basic tenets in the Sikh faith that are quite integral, quite important. One is sharing with others, so helping those in need. The other is working honestly, so whatever you're earning to feed your family, that it's through an honest means. And the third would be meditation, so repeating, chanting the name of the Lord.
So I'm strong follower of Hinduism. As like your questions is that to talk about some of the festivals and other things what we follow exactly in Hinduism. So very first is we are very strong believer of the saying Jaisa Ann Vaisa Man, means what you put in yourself, means whatever you eat, so you be. So we are followers, means we eat only and only vegetables and fruits. We cook them and eat them. The biggest festival over there we celebrate is related to religion though, that's Deepavali, and it's said to be like on that day we decorate our house with lights and everything, and we welcome goddess Lakshmi, the wealth goddess, so that every time our family is well versed and get food and everything whatever we want in our life.
In Hinduism, we believe more in karma. So, you good you do, good comes to you. Bad you do, bad comes to you. And dharma is means like the religion. That's faith. Yeah, if you see or talk about the Hindu culture, like I am from one of the states in India, that's Gujarat. It's one of the dry state where you cannot buy alcohol, where you cannot go into the casino. There is no casinos there, so we don't do that part, and it's very like against in our like culture too. Like it's not in all over India. I'm just talking about my state because there is alcohol open in the other states in India, and so if my dad sees me drinking, he won't like me or he won't let me enter into the house. So that's kind of the thing we believe. But here it's a little different. Like we have more like the social. Like we are not like the binge drinker or anything like that. We take the drink as the social events or something. Yeah, so it's different, and that we don't take in our culture. Like especially in Gujarat, I would talk. For me, the value above everything is the family. I like to stay with family. Everything I do for my family, and hard work I do here, that's for the family too. If you do hard work, if you're hardworking, it pays off here. I have seen that. So there is no other option for hard work, and that's what we did, and then we are getting paid off for that.
I'm from such kind of family, so where the values are given, it's inculcated in a child that you have to respect elders. And throughout, wherever possible, extend your hand to help anyone in the society.
So Brooks is a really good example of, I would say, the small scale of Canada. It's very diverse in community. Like you will see diversity in ethnicity. Like there are I almost see the patient from 20 to 25 different ethnicity or groups. And initially I wasn't sure how we will work with the different ethnicity or different group of people, but we learn a lot from each other, and we work with each other. So that's the great thing about the Brooks I have noticed here. So it's a really good example of small scale of whole Canada.
Brooks is again like a small community, and I am coming from a small community, and I'm a very social person. I had been I stayed in Calgary for 5 months, but I hardly knew who is living next door. But over here, it was like open heart. Everybody is coming forward, talking to you. If you just greet them, and then immediately they get connected. That's the thing which really I loved about Brooks.
It's pretty fascinating to me to hear that the town of Brooks, after my family spent how many decades there of being one of just a handful of diverse families in the entire town. It's incredible to hear that there's so much diversity there now, and that the town is known for how many different languages are spoken there, how many different people are there from cultures all around the world. I don't think my parents or my family could have ever have imagined that, but it's really definitely pretty cool to hear that.
I think one of the best place in Canada is Brooks, because it's a small. People are so respectful that I can't even express my respect for them, and that they are definitely respectable and very helpful, very genuine by nature and heart. So that's a very, very good point of. But I haven't seen the people like anywhere else in Canada. I have been in Calgary, Brooks, Vancouver, Toronto, but never seen a person or people like here.